So EDCOM actually has been preparing a 10-year plan, no? And we've all been working on this 10-year plan. And in that 10-year plan, there's 6 KPA, and the first KPA, which seems to be the most important, kaya nila ginawang KPA number 1, is that right, ED? Diba? Kaya ginawang KPA number 1, kasi ito yung pinakamahalaga, is the feeding program, no? And I would like to note also for the record that the Chairman of Finance has supported and is moving for a 16.9 billion increase in the feeding program from the NEP. No? 16.9 from 11.7 billion to 28.6 billion. This is unprecedented, Mr. President. No? And may I ask, ano po yung laman ng increases po na ito, Mr. Chairman?
Actually, Senator Bam, Mr. President, maganda nga ho na nagkaroon ang Basic Education Committee which you chair ng isang hearing on feeding. I remember that, I attended that. At marami rin ho tayo nakuhang mga konsepto doon na in-apply natin ngayon through the budget. One of which yung i-increase natin yung number of days. I think during that hearing by the Basic Education Committee, lumabas na 120 days lang. I remember you and Senator Kiko Pangilinan said, ang school year is more than 120 days. So we increased the number of school days from 120 to 200 days. And then at the same time, universal na ngayon ang kindergarten, in-expand rin natin to grade 1.
Mr. President, just for the record.
Grade 1, we expanded it, in-expand namin in days for kindergarten and grade 1 na universal na.
Okay. Mr. President, for the record, anong ibig sabihin ng universal?
Lahat ng students po mapapakain, hindi lang po yung mga malnourished, no? So lahat po ng estudyante, malnourished ka, hindi ka malnourished, papakainin ka.
So Mr. President, lahat ng kinder, lahat ng grade 1 for 200 days. Tama po, no? Meron tayong pagkain para sa kanila for 200 days.
Yeah.
All days of the school year. In fact, sobra pa nga, sabi ni Secretary Angara, kasi 195 lang ata yung school days, no?
Yeah.
So all the school days may pagkain ng kinder at grade 1, Mr. President.
So that's approximately, tama ho yan, Senator Bam, that's approximately for grade 1 and kindergarten about 4.4 million students for kindergarten and grade 1.
And then yung hindi na po universal, Mr. President, which grade levels yung hindi na po universal?
Ang hindi na universal will be grade 2 and until grade 6.
6, okay.
Targeted na siya.
Targeted na, meaning yung kulang pa rin sa weight, no? Yung stunted. Yung stunted pa rin. Kung meron pa rin stunted, kasi technically, pinakain mo na sila everyday from kinder and grade 1. Kung meron pa rin stunted, ng grade 2 to grade 6, meron pa rin silang pagkain na makukuha. Correct, Mr. President?
Yeah, ang ginagamit po ng DepEd is wasted and severely wasted. So kung ang bata ay, nasa batas po, kung ang bata ay wasted and severely wasted, papakainin ho siya ng DepEd.
And Mr. President, is it correct that this is the first time na meron tayong universal feeding sa DepEd?
Actually, may universal, this school year, universal na for kindergarten and grade 1. Pero first time 2026, magiging full year, full school year.
From 120 to 200 days?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. President, for the record, this is 16.9 billion. Yung sa classroom was 52.7 billion. So this is roughly about 70 billion out of the 77 billion na dagdag ng Senado sa budget goes to practically these two programs. No? Just for the record. Okay. One thing that we found out also in the EDCOM report, and this is why we intend for the EDCOM 2 extension to include DSWD, is that the feeding program, ang laking parte po ng feeding program, ay wala naman po sa saklaw ng DepEd, no? Because these are children who are 0 to 5. And tomorrow, just for the information of Secretary Angara, we have the hearing, still on the feeding program, but focused on DSWD, to see if we can support or supplement them further para yung 0 to 5 years old na programa ng DSWD ay maaari rin nating matulungan at mabigyan ng tamang suporta. Mr. Chairman, I'm sure you know that the DSWD side is equally, if not more important than the school feeding side.
Meron din po tayong ipinasa na batas. Ito yung Early Childhood Care and Development Law na binago ho natin yung dating batas. At ngayon binigyan po ng LGU ang mas maraming responsibility pagdating po sa mga batang age between 0 to 5 years old. So kasama na ho dito yung nutrition, education, yung kanilang development. So responsibility na ho yan ng LGU ngayon. Of course, in support with DSWD.
Mr. President, itong dalawang napag-usapan natin, yung nutrition tsaka yung classrooms, sa akin palagay, ito yung pinaka-pressing. Ito na yung pinaka-pressing so far sa iba't ibang mga problema ng edukasyon sa ating bansa. Ito na siguro yung kailangan bigyan ng pansin. And Mr. President, I see that this is also the items that you funded the most. No? So I take it you agree that these are the two most pressing right now, Mr. President.
Apo, tama. In fact, yung ating funding in the Senate Committee report, marami dito are concepts na na-lift natin sa EDCOM Report 1 and 2 na alam ko na binasa nyo rin. So, ito yung mga pinaka-importante, yung classrooms, nutrition, and of course, yung inputs natin like textbooks. So, ito yung mga linagyan natin ng pondo. But nutrition, napakahalaga dahil alam natin ang bata hindi matututo talaga yan pag gutom siya. At even in DSWD, nagdagdag rin ho tayo doon ng 3 billion for supplementary feeding program para mabigyan naman nila ng focus yung mga bata age between 0 to 5 years old.
Well, we'll know more tomorrow, Mr. President, no, sa hearing. Pero ang issue na nakikita ko, yung problema na nakikita ko, meron kasi tayong strukture with DepEd. May mga eskwelahan, pumapasok yung mga bata. Pagdating sa DSWD, yung struktura nila is the daycare.
Care.
And we know that only 20% of children go to the daycare. And I don't even know if that number is accurate number, no?
Amaho kayo.
So, kailangan talaga ho natin maghanap ng ibang paraan din na maabot yung 0 to 5. But if we are able to fund the school feeding program and the daycare, then I think that will really resolve a lot of the issues we have in our schools at yung nag-bring up ng mga kasama po natin na stuntedness, pagkagutom, can really be addressed. No? So, going back, Mr. President, you look at these two aspects, yung nutrition tsaka yung classroom, para siyang building blocks talaga. Wala dapat na batang nagugutom, kaya kaya niyang matuto. At the same time, yung mga bata, mayroong lugar kung saan pwedeng matuto. No? I'm sure the Secretary knows that there are still classrooms with double shifting. Alam ko kung konti na lang ata yung triple shifting, no, Mr. Secretary, but meron pa rin. We have students na sa ilalim ng mga puno, nag-share ng covered court, may mga plywood sa pagitan ng classroom, they have to divide the classroom, at nais natin makita na may lunas sa mga problemang ito. No?
Just to intervene, Mr. President, I stand corrected, yung number of students natin for kinder and grade 1 is 3.5 million pala. No?
Marami pala, Mr. President.
And then, if you combine yung feeding program natin for DepEd and DSWD for next year, that's about 37 billion. So, significant amount rin.
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. President, let me go to K-12, no? Kasi nabanggit na, no? May I know again the official position of DepEd with regard to grade 11 and grade 12?
Yeah. So, actually, marami ho natutunan tayo dun sa first 12 years ng K-12 at doon po sa mga natutunan natin doon ay liniporma ng Department of Education and current administration. Na-mention ko nga na na-simplify nila yung curriculum ng senior high school sa core subjects as well as sa tracks. At the same time, yung mga shortcomings like for example yung certification ay na-address din doon. So ito po ay pinapatupad na ngayon through a pilot program. But the department aims to fully roll it out by 2027. Of course, itong pilot is aimed to further improve the new curriculum para makita ng ating mga pamilya yung value
expected industry link.
Yeah, and isa rin sa mga reforma is to, inasabi ni Senator Joel na to strengthen yung linkage between industry and the senior high school program.
And again, Mr. President, tama po kayo, batas po ito, so DepEd can't just
Yes, correct.
decide how to implement it. It's really up to us.
Correct.
And on the side, I gave a commitment to Senator Estrada that we'll hear his bill. Although marami pong bills with regard to grade 11 and grade 12, may mga ibang nag-abolish, pero marami ring nagre-reforma, no, dito po sa sistemang ito. Just for the record, ang pakiwari ko po dyan, the stress point with grade 11, grade 12 is that the promise of grade 11, grade 12 isn't met with many of our students. Yung pangako na hindi ka nag-college or hindi ka nag-tertiary, nagdan-academic track ka and you're already employable pag-graduate mo ng grade 12. It's not happening, no? So, ang nangyayari po, mas maraming pupasok sa tertiary. In fact, in the latest reports of EDCOM, ang taas ng ating pag-a-apply sa tertiary more than other countries. In fact, that's probably the only metric na mas mataas tayo sa ibang mga bansa, yung pag-apply sa tertiary at yung pag-graduate ng tertiary, no? And the truth is, the system, hindi dapat ganoon. Dapat meron talagang mag-TESDA or mag-TECVOC, meron mag-tertiary, no? And we're not hitting that ratio. So, Mr. President, ang isa sigurong pwedeng tingnan is that yung i-offer natin na non-academic track or non-tertiary track should really be the track that can lead them to employability, no? Which means by industry linkage, maganda yung facility, meron talagang mag-hire sa kanila, sa mga kabataan na mag-non-academic track. And then litan lang natin. Let's just focus on the areas that can really support our young people to find jobs even if they don't go to college. Then everyone else, baka pwedeng academic track na muna. Kasi ang understanding ko, Mr. President, correct me if I'm wrong, Secretary Angara can correct me if I'm wrong, pero nung unang implementation kasi, parang napaka-widespread at maraming lugar, hindi pa talaga handa. No? Hindi handa yung course, hindi handa yung assessor, hindi handa yung industriya for that particular track that they chose. In the end, hindi sila nag-academic track, and yet, nakapagtapos sila ng grade 12, wala pa rin silang trabaho. No? So, maybe, not that we can do a pilot. I think Senator Cayetano said na baka pwede tayong mag-pilot na hanggang grade 10 lang. I don't think the law allows for that. Pero baka pwede po na meron talaga tayong areas of excellence where sigurado tayo na kung mag-non-academic track ka, malaki yung chance na makakapagtrabaho ka in the chosen field that you chose, while everybody else gets the academic track. Kasi mukhang doon naman po papunta rin yung mga kabataan natin. And then, as we develop more areas where they can be assured of jobs in the non-academic track, nagko-convert tayo ng mga eskwelahan. Maybe, Mr. President, we can work on that, or we'd love to work with you on that. But I would agree with some of our colleagues that it's high time we face up to the issues and let's try to, find solutions together, Mr. President.
And on top of that, Mr. President, yun nga isang proposal, and we did some, nung chairman ako ng Basic Education Committee, pinag-aralan din namin yung redundant general education subjects in college. No, so may isa ring pwedeng tingnan dahil nauulit lang yung tinuturo sa senior high school and then pagdating sa college. So yun din isang source of dissatisfaction ng ating mga pamilya. So dapat tignan rin natin yan para maging seamless from senior high school all the way to higher education.
Maybe, Mr. President, anyway, CHED is coming after this. We've discussed this in EDCOM before. Baka pwede tayo mag-pilot ng 2 years na college course or 2.5 years or 3 years. Maybe that's something that we can, 3 daw po from the, phone a friend from the back, the 3 years. Baka we can pilot with some state universities a 3-year course. No?
And yun din po ang promise ng K-12 in the past na with the added senior high school, mas maikli yung higher education. No? So yun din isang bagay na hindi nakita. At nakita rin namin sa EDCOM na marami talagang redundant. No? Sayang yung oras ng bata, sayang rin yung pera sa pagbabayad ng tuition fee.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to thank you again for not only your patience, Mr. Chairman, but for really